everybody. I'm back for the Full Deck Challenge 3, number 13. This week's prompt is crazy colors and black marks. So this is going to be a little bit different for me today because I'm going to actually have to glue stuff down kind of weirdly, because to build the background, I didn't want to have it ready. So this, is a page I made on my jelly print with red and pink paint, I don't know, months ago. And they had rubber bands on it so that sometimes it would show white, but I like the way the print came out. And then all of these bright fluorescent colors are, which I usually think of as crazy colors, are other tissue paper that I did on the jelly plate and tore pieces and put it on here. I think it looks a little bit crazy. And so I don't do, I'm not a great artist. Whenever I do something and then put marks on it, I always mess it up somehow in my mind. And so oftentimes I do my marks separately. Like this is a very thin napkin that has black marks that I'm going to use. But I also have this sheet of tissue paper that I've made my own marks on. And I'm going to be using some of this and then gluing it down as if I was doing marks on the page. I just, in the moment when I put marks on, I always mess it up. So that's how I'm dealing with this challenge. All right, so a little out of my comfort zone here because I have to actually glue in front of people. So I'm just using Liquitex and my big spreader thing. Plastic paintbrush, I guess it's called. But I'll put a little bit on here. I love the way when you peel away the napkin layers, it's so transparent when you put it down. Sometimes too transparent, because you can see right there it pulled up a piece of it. So I should probably not put the glue on the back of the napkin. I should just put the napkin down into the glue and then gently do that, because I think the transfer from the, when I put it down on the back of it to the card, it gets too wet. So I'm gonna put this up here. And then just put that down. But really, I kind of am obsessed with these napkins. I've used them on a few projects just because they look like marks I would have made, but I didn't make, so they look better. They have a little bit of that randomness that I crave without it being something I have to, in the moment, make marks and put down. So I'm just going to put these little ones. I just tore these off of ones that I had done. And so I don't know if this is really considered cheating. I think I saw somebody using stamps as their black marks, so I think these will probably be fine. It's just that I've done the marks, I just am not putting them on in the moment. I've made the marks ahead of time. That way I can see How does it look if I put some marks on there, you know? Right now, I think these are enough marks. And so the thing I'm going to be bringing over from last week's card is the circle punches. I punched out, last week we had holes, and so we had to punch out holes in the paper, but then I put the holes, well, most of this was a separate one, on here to the card. So I'm going to carry over that same idea with this. I have a variety of different punched crazy colors that I'm thinking of putting on here. Sorry, I had some already sort of chosen out. See, like that one, you can't see it very well down there. But maybe that pink. Sorry if my hands keep getting in the way. Just kind of. Anyway, I'm not doing a lot of craziness to decorate. I'm just kind of making the whole page. And I don't even know if this is considered collage, but I just figured I'm putting things on a substrate. Sorry, I was looking for one of these little ones. I felt like it needed something right up here. Oh, this doesn't work down here anymore. This is what I was meaning by I have to do this on screen, which, not that it makes me uncomfortable, but it's, I usually, as I've said in other videos, like to have my decisions made ahead of time before I do anything. And then, of course, my carryover every week is a label. And I've already put the crazy color and black marks on there. And then one of these circles will have the number 13 on it to keep up with. And then I may put a word sticker on there. I feel like I need one of these colors up here rather than the bright pink again. So let me see, I do have, and if I move this down slightly, and then put this here, I think that might, yeah, I like that. 3, 3. Okay, great. And I'll just use all these other things in some other project. I have a tendency to really like this fluorescent orangey pink color, so I'm sure I can find something to put them in. Anyone else have a lot of fun with this one this week? I actually didn't make up. I went through a bunch of my jelly plate work to find where, because sometimes when I'm, you know, I mean, you can try and do I've seen people do, you know, do really great things with the jelly plate. I am not there yet. So I have a tendency to get some kind of interesting results, but I also get some really great results. So I went through and, you know, went through and found some ones that were maybe a little bit wilder color, because I have a lot of neutrals to put into work, and then I have a lot of blues. I flip between blue and green being my favorite color, but I think it's probably blue. Although teal green is actually my favorite color, so that's kind of a bluish green, so maybe that's the... maybe that's why it's like... But I also tend to like purple a lot. And pink, but I don't wear any pink. But I like very bright pinks in art. I like that when it captures my attention. So that looks pretty crazy, right? Color-wise. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not doing a lot of collage work on this one. I kind of just wanted to make the card fit into the theme. So now comes, should I add some small marks to some of the tags? Let's see. Ugh. Everything is sticking to me. And then there's those lovely moments when nothing sticks. And then I think I should do a little bit on this one. How's everybody's weather? It's been so crazy around here. It's been raining off and on. Up north, it's been snowing a bunch. And then down here, we get a day of sun and then a day of rain and day of sun, day of rain. It just seems to be the way it goes. And, oh. You guys. Oh, here. Look on the bright side. I'm like, I had it picked out. Where is it? So I think maybe, because it's so bright, I thought it'd be kind of a funny little phrase to put on here. So, it's pretty crazy colored. It almost looks a little bit animal printy on some of it. And I fit the criteria for the week. Oh, I need to get out some numbers. I have crazy colors. So there's like purples, pinks, oranges. It's a neon 80s explosion here. I put black marks on using both a napkin and marks I'd made onto tissue paper myself. I brought over circles for my past card, or last week's card. I have my label on here, which is my item that goes on it every week. And then I put them, I don't know, do I feel like I almost feel like I need a flower or something up here. Maybe not. Yeah, so I think that's what I've come up with. These are all, some of these are watercolors. These are more jelly prints. And this was an exercise I did, gosh, a year and a half ago, at least, summer of 2023, where I filled a page with different marks, and I just thought that that orange fit perfect on here. So there we go. I'll show you the card next week if I decide to put anything on it. Sorry, I was trying to see if I had numbers that match the... I think I'm going to put black numbers on here like I did last week, though, because I think that'll stand out better than just putting the same color as the... It's always interesting finding stickers with numbers on it. I think it'll stand out better if it's in black. So this is week 13. Here we go. I'll use these. The best thing I ever did recently for myself is to put all my mini alphabets in one container in order of color. It has made life so much easier for me when trying to locate. I've been trying to figure out how to organize things better. I just feel like everything is so disorganized in my space. And I have limited space, so it's not, I mean, I have a room, sort of, but it's not one where I have a super amount of space to store stuff. So trying to figure out how to do that more creatively and also more where it works for me. All right. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put on the back of the card. Yeah, I did it upside down today. But it'll probably be the paper that I started with, just so it sort of fits into the theme. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, or if you enjoyed it, and please ask me any questions you want or any comments. Yeah. Thanks for being here today with me. It wasn't too rough on me having to do this on the fly, sort of on the fly. And wasn't as prepped necessarily as I usually am. Sorry, it seems like some of the paper is long. But I'm excited for next week, turquoise and staples. That should be pretty easy to do. That's one of the reasons I went with like the pink today, because I had made up, like I said earlier in the video, I had pulled out some different, what I was thinking of. Not crazy, but different things I had done. And I really These are the ones I was choosing from. And I decided not to, this was the original Frontrunner. And I also really liked these two. But next week is turquoise, so I decided to keep it in the pink, orange, red family so that it wouldn't, because last week's had turquoise, the week before had turquoise. I didn't want to keep up the same theme, so here we go. 13 went a little crazy. All right, thank you again, like I said, for watching, and I hope you have a really great week. Enjoy your crafting.